Well, welcome to Maintenance Monday. Every Monday, I do a routine cleaning on my model SN 1812. Is it required to do it every week? No, but you know what? Your machine's going to work a whole lot better if you get yourself into a routine maintenance program. So stick around. I'll show you everything I do on Maintenance Monday. Alright, first thing I do is I take an air hose and I just back off and don't get real close on it, but I'll just lightly blow everything off. So I think it's going to be a little loud, but just a little quick little blow off like that. That's all I want to do. Let's hang that up. So the first thing that I do, every time I change out my lens from one to another, I automatically clean the lens that I'm taking out, so that each time I pull the lens out of my storage, I know that it's already clean and I don't have to worry about trying to clean it before I make use of it. So, because I like using this 2-inch lens, I leave it in most of the time. So I'm just going to go ahead and clean it. I'm going to take the air hose and I'm just going to lightly blow it off. Just blow the dust off of it. And then I will take a Q-tip with some of the denatured alcohol, and I'll put some on the tip, and then I'll swirl the Q-tip as I'm cleaning the lens, and then I will use the opposite end to dry it off. And that's a pretty good looking lens. I could probably go inside here. I don't know if you can see that or not. Just cleaned on the inside as well. So we're all good. So now I know this isn't going back on a lens. I'll just use this to get into the middle and just kind of clean up the outside of the lens. So, and then I'll take a quick look at the threads to make sure that they're not damaged. And then I can take this cotton swab and I can actually use it to clean the outside of the cone. Just wipe it all down, okay? Same thing on the inside. I'll just wipe it all down, clean it up real quick, okay? And just like that, this 2-inch lens is cleaned and it is ready to go back into the laser when I'm ready to run it. So the next thing I want to do is I want to take a new cotton swab, and I shouldn't have closed this off, but I want to do this. I'm going to go ahead and clean the mirror, and I'm going to do mirror 2 first. Mirror 1's in the back. I'll get to it a little bit later, but mirror 2, again, just a lightly, and just take the opposite dry end and just lightly buff it. We're not wanting to push anything on it. Now I'm done with that Q-tip. So the next Q-tip I'm going to use, let me put that back for right now. I want to reach into my toolbox and I want to take the number 3 mirror out and clean it. So I got to get my little screwdriver. So I'll loosen up the screws, loosen up that one, and I'll take these other 2 out. Okay, and then I'll set them on the cloth so I don't lose it and I know where they're at. They're easy to see. Okay, so now I'm going to take that new cotton swab and I'm going to push that mirror out, and as you can see we've got some dirt on it, so we're going to clean that off real good. Again, we're just going to put some denatured alcohol on the swab, and we're going to gently clean this mirror. Okay. Again, we take the opposite side and we'll buff it dry. And we're going to clean it a little bit more. And we'll buff it dry again. and it's a little bit stubborn, so I'll clean it a little bit more. Okay, that got it all off. So now that mirror is ready to go back in. I'll keep my fingers off the edge. Let's take the swab and we'll clean the holder. And we'll gently put that back in so that we don't scratch the mirror. Okay, so we got that done. All right, I'm going to get back. We're going to be cleaning mirror number 1 in the back. So hang on, I'll get reset. Be right back. Okay, we are getting ready to go to mirror number 1. So what I've done is I've removed my exhaust hose, got it out of the way so we can see. And I know it's hard for y'all to see everything in here, but we're going to be cleaning right back in this area right here. But again, the first thing I want to do is I want to take the air hose and just lightly blow it all out. I'm going to put a cotton swab, getting a new cotton swab, and put some denatured alcohol on it. And then we're going to come right back over here into the corner, and we're going to lightly clean mirror number 1. And then I'll take a look around and make sure everything's looking good back here. I'm a little low on water, not bad, but I'm going to add some water to my reservoir. So everything else is looking pretty good back here. And so next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how I add water to my reservoir. Be right back. Okay, on the top of your reservoir right here is the cap that we're going to remove so that we can add more water to the reservoir. In your toolkit, you should have received the lens tool. The lens tool also works to remove the cap, and that's all there is to it. Just get that up out of the way, and then you take a little funnel, and then on the side you kind of just pay attention to how full it is, and you just gently, carefully pour just a little bit more, a little bit at a time. And that's really all I needed to top mine off. I'm well within the 1/4 to 1/2 inch range of my reservoir. Then it's just a matter of putting the cap back on. A lot of times if you're trying to screw something in like that and it doesn't want, run it backwards just a little bit and you'll feel the threads lock into place. Okay, while I do have my camera focused here, what I want to do now, I want to go ahead and just turn on the laser, and I want to watch the flow of the fluid, the water, make sure there's no bubbles showing up. So the only bubbles you want to see would be in the reservoir itself, and there are no bubbles that I can see running through the tube or any of the lines flowing into the tube or away from the tube. So I would say that everything looks good on this end. Now, okay, we're back inside the cabinet now, and I'm going to go ahead and push the carriage all the way to the back. Take a blue cotton towel, and I'm just going to wipe everything away that's on the lens, on the ways. I want to make sure to get inside there and clean it off real good there. I wipe it down right up on the cabinet there. Get a fresh side. Go over on this side here. Do the same thing, just kind of wipe it down. And anytime you're wiping the ways or anything like that, you always want to make sure that you have a clean side of the cloth to work with. You don't want to introduce anything into the system that could scratch or score and cause some issues. Now when you're wiping the cabinet, that's, it's a different story, but anything mechanical as far as the operation of the laser, you want to keep that clean and residue free as best you can as you wipe down. You don't want to just cross-contaminate, basically, is what I'm saying. All right, so now we're going to go to bring the carriage up here. push the head one way. I'm going to reach up here. We're going to wipe the top of the ways. Get something fresh. And this X-axis, to me, at least ways on my machine, is the one that tends to get the dirtiest because it's, you know, it's right above the laser beam, and it's one that gets most of the dirt added to it. So, all right, I've got some sticky right there, so we're going to clean that off with some LA Awesome here in just a minute. Okay, all right. Now we'll move the head the opposite side. And that'll allow us to get in here. And just another fresh one work in there. All right, so now we've got everything cleaned up and wiped down. I'm going to, like I said, I've got something a little sticky. That's probably some residue from the wood that I just recently engraved. And I'm just gonna squirt me a little LA Awesome on the towel. Just a spritz. And I want to wipe that down. Oh yeah, that's cleaned it up real good. Okay, that's nice and clean. That's what we want to see. So, yep, that's what it was by the red. That's just some residue from all the wood that my last job that I did. So, I'm gonna wipe that whole face down like that. So that's good. Okay. All right, we've got that cleaned up. So, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to scoot the head to the back and get the LA Awesome out of the way. I'll take the 3-in-1 oil, and all I want to do is just put a little drop every other spot. Do it on both sides. You don't want to saturate it, but then we're going to move it back and forth. And again, you'll notice that my laser is off. You wouldn't be able to do this by hand if your laser was turned on. So we'll scoot this out of the way, and we'll start the same thing there. There's the oil. Drop, little drop, little drop. And we'll just run it back and forth the same way. Just kind of spread it out. Okay. So, all right, so now what I want to do is put the cap back on my oil. I'm done with the oil. I put the cap back on the denatured alcohol so it doesn't evaporate. I'm going to take a clean paper towel, and when you push the ways to the full depth, the oil is going to build up on the back, so I just like to wipe it off a little bit. Okay. And do the same thing on the x-axis. So, all right. So, we've got everything set right there. All right. So now you want to check your tensions on your belt, and mine has fairly nice tension. That's comparable to the other side. So we'll check the belt here, and like that. So I think we're okay. So that basically really concludes the maintenance of all the mechanic works of the laser. So now I'll get some more LA Awesome, and I'll squirt it on here, and then I will do a wipe down inside of the cabinet to just have it cleaned up. So, does it affect the operations of the laser doing this? No, but it sure makes the laser look better, and it's all cleaned up. So I do it all the time because, as you can see, there's residue on there from the wood that I ran. So it doesn't take long to do it. So, like I said, just a matter of seconds. This whole process takes longer with me filming than it does for me to actually do my maintenance every Monday. Literally, it's like 10 to 15 minutes from start to finish, and I'm done, and I'm ready to go back to work. So, get yourself in a routine, and keep your laser clean, and you'll be a whole lot happier. So that's it for Maintenance Monday. It really, like I said, it doesn't take long to do it, and if you get yourself in the habit of doing it on a routine basis, 10 to 15 minutes is all it requires to get your laser clean. Now, those of you with the 4836 or the 4034 or 2816, it may take you a little bit longer just simply because you have a larger machine to clean. But again, it shouldn't take you more than 25 minutes at the most, I would think, on the larger machines to do a good maintenance cleanup. Get yourself in the habit of doing one. Your machine's going to run a whole lot better. You're going to be a whole lot happier, and I think you'll be glad you did it. So Maintenance Monday's done for me. Y'all have a good one. I'll catch y'all on my next program. Until then, if you would, hug all your family and friends, let them know you love them, and God bless.